Behind home plate, we bringing it to him all day. Yo, what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Win or lose, we bringing it to you always. Yo, what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Orange or black, we rebuild the pack. No matter where we at, you know we coming back. Section 336, we on this, so tune in. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Yeah, welcome to Birdland. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Now, here come the boys from Section 336.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Baltimore sports fans of all ages, Christmas came early in Birdland. I am your dearly studying host, Matt Soroka. As always, I'm joined by Josh.
We haven't put out the soundboard in many years, but we got to do it tonight.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when we live.
How did you find out? Did you find out by the text?
Yeah, I'm disconnected now from the world. I don't have Twitter. I don't do Twitter anymore. I don't really do social media, and so I rely on like an email from Rich Dubroff or something to get my news now. And so yeah, that takes a little while though. So my first info was the text from you.
I had to go when I first saw it. I did the thing where you do multiple sources.
Yeah,
because I just assume.
Yeah,
I just assume it's a prank, that it's not real.
Yeah.
Because even though we would come on this podcast and we would say, hey, the Orioles are going to make a big sign-in the next couple weeks. And I would tell people, hey, the winter meetings are this week. The Orioles are going to make a big sign-in. I still didn't believe it.
Well, it was just like yesterday when Kyle Schwarber signed. And you're like, well, we offered him this many, $550 million or whatever.
Exactly.
And I'm like, good, that's fine. We also offered Corbin Burns a huge contract, and he signed with Arizona. Like we've gone down this road before, where I know we're capable of offering people, but can we sign them? And prior to Pete Alonso, I didn't know if it was possible. Now it's possible.
It was also yesterday. It was like, I was just happy we were invited to the party. I was happy that we threw out an offer, and that there was numbers behind it, and it wasn't like these rumors of, well, the Orioles were in the discussion when they were never really.
Yeah, but the Pirates said they were in the discussion for Kyle Schwarber too, and no one really believes them. I mean, how many times
but
are you in the discussion
that's classic Orioles,
and you don't sign a guy? We've been in discussion with a lot of players.
Right. Well, and that's classic Orioles, where there's never a number. And as cynic Oriole fans, we always feel like the discussion was a quick call. Will you take $20? No? Okay. And we move on. But here, a real number came out yesterday for Schwarber, where we were like, okay.
And everyone's been saying, every reporter's been saying, the Orioles are like in on every free agent pretty much.
Yes. And they're to the point that it's unbelievable.
Top free agents too. Yeah, it's not like the bottom of the barrel, like top free agents.
Yes.
We are trying to get to come play for Baltimore. And you're like, yeah, and I believe them, but I'm also like, you need to see it.
Yeah, and it's also the same news reporters, sports reporters, baseball guys that have for years trashed the Orioles for not going after these big names and always saying, well, the Orioles need to sign these big names. And they trash them because they don't. So when I saw rumors that the Orioles were in on this, it's like, sure they are. Prove it.
Yeah. And I don't think anyone, though we were in on all these top names, I don't think anyone, I didn't hear anyone predict Pete Alonso to the Orioles.
No, there were no rumors until it happened. And we talk about how we've kind of used that as another excuse for the Orioles is, well, the Orioles keep things close to the chest. They don't let things leak out. So they're in these discussions, but they keep them secret. And it's like,
they leaked the Kyle Schwarber number. That they apparently.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out, and then Alonso got signed, and I didn't care anymore. Who put that number out? Did the Orioles put that number out, or did Schwarber's team put that number out?
And it's interesting. I did. One of the first things I did when I found the news, I pumped my fist. I told my coworkers who could care less.
Yeah.
And then I just was curious, so I googled comparison numbers between Schwarber and Alonso, and they have pretty similar stats. Schwarber strikes out more and walks more and is only a DH. And
sounds like an Oriole.
Yeah, and Pete Alonso gets more hits, strikes out a little bit less, walks less,
Now,
and can play first base.
now, Alonso had a negative WAR at first base this year,
Right,
but-
he's considered a sub-average,
right?
a sub.
But he doesn't want to be a DH only. He wants to be a first baseman.
Yeah, and that's fine. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's huge, and I don't want. And if your first reaction is, "Oh, here's the two reactions," I
enough.
won't allow on this podcast right now. One
right.
is, "Oh, we still need a starting pitcher."
Yes.
Yes. Anyone who thinks that like the Orioles signing Pete Alonso was the missing piece, and now the Orioles are good. No one thinks that. So
No. No,
And-
what signing Alonso shows is the opposite. That we're going to make a bunch of moves. That Alonso is what, our third free agent, like major free agent signed this offseason? Because we've got a couple bullpen arms,
well, we
or
got
an outfielder and a
two.
bullpen arm.
It was trade with the Ward trade for
All right,
Grayson.
trade with Ward and then Hensley
Yeah.
as our closer. Those are big moves to help the team and moves that make the team better. So this is a huge step with making the team better.
Right, because everyone's talking about all the reporters, the Orioles are in on all the big name starters, big name starters, and now we signed one of the biggest bats out there, and it just means not only are we in on the big name starters, oh by the way, we also signed the biggest power hitter available as well.
Oh yeah. This doesn't mean now the wallet is shut. No. It means when Dave Rubenstein says we've got plenty of money, apparently we've got plenty of money.
Yeah, and this is what we thought would happen last offseason. We were just an offseason too late or too early.
I still think last offseason was Michael Elias being stubborn and saying, I don't need money. I can win without money.
Right. And Rubenstein was still adjusting to being the owner.
Yeah.
And I think he saw that and said, stop this.
Yeah.
Let's stop
Elias,
this nonsense.
Exactly. Go spend the money. That's what you're here for.
I mean, 5 years for, and the second thing I don't want to hear is, I don't want to hear Chris Davis, but 5 years and
no
for a
opt-outs.
31-year-old first baseman /
So it'll be
DH.
36. No big deal.
Yeah, and like he's not a great base runner, but I'm saying like it's not Michael Elias is probably the ideal candidate for a 5-year deal.
But you win a World Series the first two and it's fine.
Well, and Rubenstein says, I don't care. Even if he sucks the last 2 years of the contract, I don't care.
Correct.
I mean, this is what big market teams can spend money do.
Yes. Yeah, this is the point of having like an investor group like the Mets.
Yeah.
That has money coming in.
And also, can I just say, a little bit mixed feelings about Pete Alonso. I loved him in his arrogance and his kind of cockiness in the home run derby. Defending two-time champion, the home run derby, and the arrogance and cockiness. Like playing up the heel. Love that, and so I love that he's bringing now. And as a Mets player, I didn't love that because he was on the Mets.
No,
but now as an Oriole, I love it.
But I can't wait for July with him in black and orange.
Yeah. Does this increase the chance of the home run derby coming and the All-Star game coming to Camden Yards?
I don't think so. I don't even know where it's at next year. Is it Pittsburgh next year?
I don't remember. It's not in Camden Yards.
I don't know. Yeah.
But it's so exciting that we got one of the top. I mean, we're competing here with the Mets. I don't know who else was seriously in, but we're competing with big market teams.
No, and someone tried to tell me, well, you still got to play the Yankees and the Red Sox. Well, yeah, we always have, and now we're better. Now we can hit home runs. We've got this.
And honestly, I would say that person even is a little out of touch.
Well, those are people.
We still have to play the Blue Jays, Josh.
Yeah,
they're the Class A at least. They've got Dylan Cease. They're trying to even add more players. And
that's the story every year.
Series. They were in the World Series last year. So
yeah, the AL East is back to being the hardest division in baseball. The difference is the Orioles are now one of those tough teams instead of the scrappy guys trying to get by.
Yeah, and listen, it's still going to be a tough division, but this is all the more reason to do it. What are you supposed to just roll over because the Yankees and Red Sox are there? No, you have to spend money to compete with the likes of the Blue Jays, the Red Sox, and Yankees. Pumped about this, Jay. This is great. I've been in cloud nine all day.
When is the last time the Orioles made a move this exciting? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean the only contract in Orioles history that compares to this is the Chris Davis contract.
Yeah.
That was a little bit different because it was a re-sign situation.
It was a re-sign, and it was like kind of split on whether or not it was worth it
Well,
going
Pete
into it. I
Alonso,
think
if you look at his track record, you will not find a more consistent home run hitter in the game. Like whenever you talk about from 2019 or 2017, there's three names that always come up: Schwarber, Judge, and Alonso. Alonso, what was the number? It was like 34 home runs at least, kind of every year of his career. It's wild.
again, it's a guy that you can rely on. A guy that is gonna. We talked about when we made the Ward
Played
signing.
162 games the past 2 years,
Yeah.
every single game of the season.
Yeah, exactly. When he 162, we don't have anyone that has done that.
No,
And we talked about the Ward signing and how that makes our lineup better and adds some protection. You put Alonso in that three hole.
Yeah.
The type of pitches that Gunnar and Holiday and Adley are going to get.
yeah. Well, if Adley's there, and we'll get to some of the. I think there could be some dominoes that come on after that.
Well, yeah, there's definitely some more options now.
But if you looked at our lineup last year, a legit criticism is against left-handed pitching. We had kind of a left-handed dominant lineup with Gunnar and Holiday and Kowser. We were definitely leaned
Yes.
left-handed. Now you bring in Ward and Alonso. I mean, we just now have a really balanced lineup against lefties and righties. And so it's just it's just the perfect fit. I thought Ward was the perfect fit because a power hitting right-handed hitter, and Alonso is like the much better version of Taylor Ward, the power hitting. It makes me wonder a little bit if the Taylor Ward, if it's even necessary now that we got Pete Alonso. But it's just you can't have too many good hitting power hitters, and so. Our offense just got a whole lot better just with these two signings, or with the trade and this signing. So I'm pumped to see how this lineup's constructed. I'm already daydreaming on lineup construction here.
Exactly, because you put him in that 3 hole, you put him in that 4 hole, it just makes everyone better.
Yeah, you can bump other people
not
down.
To mention, we talk about leaders and we talk about needing a veteran presence.
Yes,
Pete Alonso is a huge veteran presence for this young infield.
Oh, yeah, it's so great to add a veteran, consistent hitter around young hitters. I mean, it's just so great. It's what you want to do. And we talked before with the Taylor Ward signing and getting rid of Grayson, like what's one thing that we want to focus on, that Elias needs to focus on, and that's making sure you have players who you can count on next year, who are not a mystery if they'll play, and it's not a mystery if they'll be good. So you need to bring, and so now we have Pete Alonso, who's been super consistent throughout his career, and that's one less wild card you have to worry about. Like Kobe Mayo at first base is intriguing, but he's a wild card. I don't know if Kobe Mayo is going to hit 180 or 280. I don't know if he's going to have 10 home runs or 30 home runs.
Yep.
Pete Alonso, you know what he's going to be, and he's going to be a really good player.
Yeah, Pete Alonso. I just looked up the stats. He has played in 10 games at Camden Yards.
Okay.
Do you know how many home runs he has in Camden Yards?
100 of them. I don't know.
He's got 5
in 10 games. That's pretty good.
In 10 games. Yeah. So every other game. So expect him to hit 40 home runs at home this year.
Yeah. In 81 games, 40 home runs. Let's see what he does.
Plus road home runs.
Yeah. But that was probably a lot of the home runs were probably before the wall got pushed back a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But no, he's got the type of power. It doesn't matter where the wall is. So, all right. So we're pumped. We love the signing. More to come. It won't be the last move the Orioles do. We had to get on here and talk about it.
I know part of me was like, well, let's delay 336 because we're going to make another signing.
Yeah, it's almost now we're waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Exactly.
But it could be
a trade, a sign-in, because there are plenty of opportunities, and there's no reason but to be excited for this Pete Alonso move. You tried to bring up some negatives of, oh, well, we still need pitching, or it's still the Orioles or whatever, but there's no negative to that.
Yeah, aging first baseman, bad base runner, bad defense. Like, okay, if you want to make up things to get mad about, you can make up things. That's fine. All I know is our team offensively got a lot better today.
How about this stat? His 5 home runs, left field and left center field which would all still clear the post 2022 left field wall move.
Okay. All right. There we go.
There's the
There we
stat
go.
you
Like
want to
that.
know.
Yeah.
His average home run distance in Camden Yards was 425.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no problem. Welcome to Baltimore, Pete.
Here's a stat I like. This is from Michael Bauman of Fangraphs. It says in 2024, Alonso returned to the Mets on a front-loaded 2-year deal with an opt-out. And he did more than just run it back in 2025. He got more aggressive within the strike zone, shored up weaknesses against sliders, posted the best quality of contact numbers of his career last year, and around a 272 batting average and 141 weighted runs created plus. The Orioles have had only 3 offensive seasons that good in the past 20 years. 2 by Chris Davis and 1 by Gunnar Henderson in 2024. So in the past 20 years, only 3 players in Orioles history have been as good as Alonso was last year. It's just exciting.
Yeah. And I just did the AI do the projections for 2026. They say easy answer 39 home runs. If everything goes well, 46 home runs. If everything falls apart, 34 home runs. So Alonso is pretty solid.
Pretty solid, yeah. Yeah. And again, we talked about this before, but that was an area of offensive numbers in general, but specifically home runs. The top guy had 17 last year. And so now you bring
That's such an embarrassing number.
Who had 34, and you bring in Pete Alonso, who gets in the mid-30s every single year.
The average is going up.
Yeah, it just immediately makes your team so much better offensively. And you're right. I think it's a big deal that both Ward and Alonso, especially, it's a veteran hitter. You have a lot of these young hitters. It's like an up and down, with these hitters.
Right.
You bring in veteran guys to stir up your lineup to help the young players. It just makes all the sense in the world. I'm just so happy about it.
I cannot wait. Now, I think about
some domino effects here.
Oh, I can't wait for the dominoes. I can't wait because
some of them make me a little bit nervous.
Well, because now we have the opportunity to trade. But I think of all the drama of the Orioles with those season tickets. And I'm like, if you guys could have just waited one more year, we'd have all thrown our money at you next year.
Yeah, exactly.
If you would have
wait a few more months. Yeah.
Wait a few more months. If you would have made that move now, we'd be like, it sucks.
Yeah, but it makes sense. We got to pay for Pete. Yeah, we got to pay
the
for
money.
Pete.
Exactly.
We got to pay for our new starting
You could
pitcher.
justify it then. But your time in, like everything Orioles, your PR sucks.
Yeah.
But this is a great move.
It's a great move.
And we'll use those money for playoff baseball. And I can't wait.
So let's get to some
dominoes.
Trickle down domino effects. Like there's one person who's going to be really upset probably at the news. Another person's probably unhappy.
One of theirs birthday is today, which I was like quite a birthday present.
Whose birthday is it?
Kobe's. Today's Kobe Mayo's birthday.
Yeah, I would say Ryan Mountcastle and Kobe Mayo are probably the only 2 people associated with the Orioles who are not happy right now.
Yeah, and I think Kobe Mayo can be okay. He's like, I might have to start in Norfolk, or I can be the young guy on the bench. So
yeah,
I think Mountcastle.
So you think you can still work? You think Mayo is not a foregone? You don't think he's out the door?
No, I think he may be, but so Mountcastle may be as well. I think there's a higher likelihood of Mountcastle being out the door.
Yeah, I mean, Mayo becomes a really intriguing trade chip that feels like he feels now, where we were thinking about because we don't know of Mountcastle's performance. Yes. He's had down years. And so we thought, well, maybe we'll have to rely on Mayo to kind of hold down at first base and hope he has a good year and kind of
hope he's real, yeah.
And last year. But now all of a sudden he feels like a luxury because we have an everyday first baseman. He really doesn't play other positions.
Right. But
so
at
he
the
could
same
DH
time,
for you.
At the same time, right now, he might have more trade value than Ryan Mountcastle.
Oh, he has 10 times trade value.
Because he's got the unknown factor.
Well, yeah, and the contract, right?
The contract.
This is last year Ryan Mountcastle's deal.
Right. And Mountcastle's been going downhill, so.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think if the Orioles find a trade partner for Mountcastle, he's gone. If they can, Kobe Mayo, I think teams want Kobe Mayo. So he's going to be intriguing. Can you find the right match? And I presumably there's been linked to what Mackenzie Gore, Cabrera from the Marlins. So there's been talk already with starting pitchers.
Yeah.
And I wonder if there's a match there. The Marlins seem to make sense after we did the deal that with Stowers. It makes sense maybe to go back there. That's worked out for both teams, I think. And
Yeah.
now look at perhaps.
But Scooble over at Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, listen. If you want to go,
that's the. If you want to really make me go crazy.
Well, we did something like that for Burns.
We did.
Now I think from Detroit's perspective, they'll need to come down on their price because we don't have the kind of prospects I think they want. But if you could package together a Kobe Mayo and a couple other young players, I mean, I'm certain that the Orioles, would talk about that. I mean, they did it with Corbin Burns when they did with DL Hall and Joey Ortiz for Corbin Burns. So if you can swing a similar trade like that, I think it costs more than that for Scooble. But if you can do a deal like that, I think you do it.
You give up Mayo and Adley?
Yeah, the interesting thing, Josh, I don't know where you're at with this, but for me, the signing of Pete Alonso, where my head goes is it almost makes Adley the most likeliest guy to be gone.
That's
and
how I feel too.
Adley was going to get traded, but my logic is, well, I thought Basallo would get a lot of time at first base.
Right.
Now it feels like he's going to get no time at first base.
Exactly. And I trusted Adley would be there still because we need that bat, and Basallo's bat's not there quite yet. Or that long ball. And
and the other thing we talked about, like, I want more players on my roster who I know what I'm getting offensively from. We don't know what we're getting from Adley next year offensively. And so if you want to trade someone who you're not certain of, and if you feel like right now, who do you have more confidence? Who do you think will have the better offensive year next year? Samuel Basallo or Adley Rutschman offensively? Who's better right now? Who do you think have a better year?
I have Basallo. I don't have trust in Adley right now.
Yeah. And maybe because he's younger and you've seen less of him, but it feels like Samuel Basallo is the real deal. And so I have more trust Samuel Basallo being an everyday catcher than do Adley Rutschman.
Here's
the Orioles like that as well, too. Like, you might be ready to move on from Adley because Basallo can't have a spot at first.
And here's my trade for the Tigers.
Okay.
I would give them Adley Rutschman. Now, this trade sounds ridiculous, but I have to look at everything way different since Pete Alonso joined. So I would give up Adley Rutschman. I would give up Kobe Mayo, and I would give up Heston Kjerstad for Scooble. And I think a month ago, I would have laughed at that move. But
from
with
whose perspective?
From the Orioles' perspective, I'd be like, I'm not giving up Mayo and Rutschman and Kjerstad. But then I look at Alonso and Basallo's. We've got that long-term sign in now, and Ward is here, so that takes some time away from Kjerstad, where it's now I can go this entire season without Adley, Mayo, and Kjerstad and not even notice it.
Yeah, I agree. I think
now,
offense can
will the Tigers accept that?
I don't know.
Maybe it gives them a leader and a catcher that's solid. It gives them Kobe Mayo, which could be another 30 home run guy. And it gives them Kjerstad as kind of this wild card with power outfielder if he can get his health straight. And they all have control. You have multiple years of control on those guys. So I would do it.
Yeah.
Would the Tigers?
I don't know if the Tigers would do it. I don't know how they feel about. I mean, I think Dylan Dingler was their catcher last year. I don't know how they feel about him. I mean, certainly. I mean, it's interesting, right? When you're dealing with Detroit, it's an interesting situation because they're not trying to rebuild, right? They're not trying to trade Scooble to get a bunch of 18, 19, 20-year-olds. No,
they want to play. They want to still be in the competition.
Right. They just know they can't re-sign him next year.
Right.
So they want to get some talent back now.
And I'm talking about giving them talent that can play, that you can put in your lineup opening day.
Yeah, I don't know if that would get the deal done because Kerstead, I think, has next to no value. Now, maybe if you did, I mean, I suggested to you in a text, Adley and Kobe and Trey Gibson, starting pitcher in Norfolk. Now, maybe if
Yeah.
depending, maybe if you throw in a young pitcher or two, maybe that's more intriguing to them. I know
Maybe, but not. I haven't looked at the Tigers to see, do they need bats? Do they need pitching? What do they need?
yeah.
Now, there is rumors of the Dodgers throwing a bunch of prospects over to the Tigers because if there's anything the Dodgers need, it's more pitching.
Yeah, can you imagine Scooble lining up with Yamamoto and
Otani,
Otani?
and they just signed
and
Diaz.
Snell. Yeah, well, and just in the starters and Snell, and I'm blanking on the guy from Tampa Bay too. Yeah, that would be ridiculous. That would
Yeah.
not be. It's
But
already
the
not fair.
But because it's common knowledge that
Glass
the
now. That's the guy.
Tigers want to trade Scooble, I'm sure there's lots of interest. Every team is interested.
Yeah, and Detroit GM said like we're listening to calls, and I mean that's what GMs say. You don't know what that means, how serious they are about moving them. But if not, there's other pitchers, right? We mentioned Edward
Yes.
Cabrera, we mentioned Mackenzie Gore. I mean, Scooble's the best of them, but there's other pitchers available for trade, and there's still a couple really good names. I mean, the same names we talked about last time we talked are available in free agency. So there's still a couple with Valdez and Suarez. So there's still the Orioles still have plenty of options. And so be interesting to see what happens next. Could the Orioles go with Mountcastle and Mayo, like this same offensive lineup? I mean, the same offensive roster? Or does one of them have to go to make room for Pete Alonso?
Well, it depends if you can move Mayo to third. If you can trust Mayo over at third and transition him on third, then you can keep Mayo on your bench.
Maybe, but I don't see how even Mayo playing third helps you all that much because Jordan
Well-
Westberg is your third baseman and he's a right-handed hitter, so I don't think he's going to
True.
get a lot of playing time at third.
Yeah, that's true. I
So-
don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you have DH. You have the DH spot. So
Right, but is that Adley's spot?
well, no, at least I mean, you would have to get creative with it, but Adley could catch, right?
And then you got Basallo at DH.
Yeah, and you kind of platoon, and I would imagine maybe against lefties, there's fewer
Yeah,
lefties.
a little platooning with us, Alonso.
Well, with Adley, like Adley goes to the bench against lefties.
Yeah.
And then Kobe plays DH and Basario catches against lefties, and
Right.
you could just play Mayo against
Now-
lefties. Now Mountcastle, I don't know how he fits into all that.
I don't either. I
Someone's gotta
think
start playing a corner outfield position or something.
I do think the Orioles could, even though they just did the contract extension, I think Basallo could still be traded
No, Nope.
because I think they see that contract as such a big deal that they
Nope.
could move that
no, that's why they would never trade in a million years. It's so
because it's
Orioles friendly.
so affordable. Yeah,
It's so affordable. He's
That's
so
true.
talented. I think I think he is in the entire organization the guy least likely to get traded.
I could see that actually.
Yeah.
I would think you don't trade Holiday, you don't trade Gunner, you don't trade Westberg.
No, they're not. You don't pick up the phone.
Right.
You could
I-
trade Dylan Beavers
You could trade Beavers.
with the
Sure.
addition of Ward. You could trade Beavers.
You could trade Kowser.
You could trade Kowser. We have a problem at center, but you could trade
We
Kowser.
do. We do. I don't like Ward in center, but you could trade Kowser.
Yeah, and my Holiday to center move.
Or we re-sign Mateo for center.
Mateo.
Yeah. Remember he
yeah,
played like
sure.
2 games
Yeah,
in center
yeah,
field.
that's just as likely as
They
Holiday
kept
moves.
teasing him in center field.
Yeah, I thought. Did you mean Mullins? And now we have to watch
No,
Mullins. And,
No, Mullins is
Tampa.
now in Tampa.
Yeah.
So we will see him.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the most exciting part. I mean, yeah, Pete Alonso is the most exciting part. But now suddenly we actually have trade candidates. After
Yeah.
thinking, oh, we've used up our farm system, we don't have the depth. We do have depth.
There's
of players that can
is
play now.
Yeah, there's another way to get depth to make trades from. Take a starter in Kobe Mayo and now make him a depth piece by signing
Exactly.
Pete Alonso. So
Right.
now he went from kind of an untouchable prospect because you need
Yep.
him on your roster to now he's a luxury. Yeah.
And then you lock down Basallo, and you get another guy that can hit home runs, or two guys that can hit home runs, and suddenly Adley's a luxury.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. We would never consider Adley a luxury a couple years ago, right? But now he does feel like,
Would you even
don't
consider
need-
trading Batista while he's hurt?
again, zero chance. Because people,
Because
I mean, they talked about his injury, and you don't even know if he's ever going to.
That's true. So there's no value there.
Yeah, so nobody wants him.
Right.
So yeah, it's going to be, but like, even if you keep everybody, you figure it out. And if it
Yes.
means Kobe Mayo doesn't play as much, okay, I'm sorry.
Well, no,
But
he's going to
you
be in
figure it out.
Norfolk. He might be in Norfolk. If
Yeah, or he
there's
could be
no
in Norfolk.
trades, he's a Norfolk guy.
And Kobe would be so angry if he is, and that would
Of
not kind of be
course.
right to him. But
Yes.
yeah, it's possible because you can't put Ryan Mountcastle at Norfolk, and if you
Right.
want to keep Ryan Mountcastle on the roster, I don't know if he has a spot now, but if you want to keep him on the roster,
I don't know if you
Yeah.
want to keep him on the roster. I think I think you're trying to trade Mountcastle. Right
well, I think you are trying to trade him. You just gotta, if you can find the right partner for him.
Yep.
But it just gives you, yeah, you're right. It gives Michael Elias so many different options, so flexible in what he can do. And if not, worst case scenario, you have a lot of depth. And then if you don't have room for Ryan Mountcastle come the season because no one gets hurt, then you can release them. But it just gives you a lot of options. I mean, I'm sure that was, I wonder how much of this was talked about when Albie took the job as manager, as Albert took the job. I wonder how much of this was talked about. But I mean,
Well-
Albie's got to be loving life now with this.
And Albie had to be told, hey, we're going to try to get a top of the line pitcher. We're going to go after a top of the line. We're going to sign these top of the line free agents. And at the same time, you have to know that Albie has to also look at that and say, I hear you, but the track record shows this is who we're going with.
Yeah. And I don't think when everyone's talking about starters, it's easy to get distracted. Our offense was not great last year. We were in the bottom third
Yes.
in kind of all offensive categories. So our offense, and we were relying on, well, if Gunnar has a bounce back to what he was 2 years ago, and Holiday now has more experience and a full year of Beavers and Basairo, like we were drawing up a picture where the offense could be better. But we really, and reporters, a lot of fans weren't focusing on the offense.
No.
The Orioles clearly saw the offense last year as a problem.
Yeah.
And they've gone and done two big moves to help address that offense.
I agree. Does this make the Orioles the favorite to win the AL East?
No, I mean, it's all Blue Jays.
It's still Blue Jays.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be with the
'Cause
addition of Dylan Cease. Yeah.
This has to put us expected at 90 wins, 92 wins, something up there.
I don't,
But I guess
I mean, Josh, who are our 5 starters? Because I don't think it does yet.
Trevor Rogers.
Yeah. See if you can get him 5 guys. This should be fun.
Trevor Rogers. Tyler Wells.
Tyler Wells. Don't sleep on Kyle Bradish.
Kyle Bradish.
Don't sleep on the pitcher for Team Israel in the Baseball Classic.
Oh, I'm so tired of Kramer being in this rotation.
But that's 4. Okay, so we got 4 guys who were there.
Who am I missing? There's a veteran I'm missing.
No, there's not. They all left. Eflin's gone. Morton's gone. They all left. We have Povich is
Yes.
our 5th guy. Maybe if you want to throw in like Brandon Young,
McDermott.
Chase McDermott. He started transition to the bullpen last year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's dicey.
All right.
It's dicey in terms of,
It is because Grayson's gone.
yeah, people talk about Trey Gibson in the minors, but he's still kind of in the minors. So yeah, it's dicey. And so I don't think anyone put us a 91 team now because we don't know who's pitching game 3, 4, or 5 in the first week of the season.
I guess.
Now you give me,
Yeah. Rogers, Bradish, Wells, Povich, Kramer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the 5 now.
All right.
Now
But
you
we're
give me
gonna-
Suarez or something like you start. Yeah,
Yes.
you trade for Mackenzie Gore. All right, I think we start talking about it now. But it feels like I'm not
But-
ready to
but-
project where this team is at yet because
Because the other shoe's going to drop.
it has to. Yeah.
And the question is it going to be a trade or is it going to be a free agent? Because
Well, they asked Mike Elias at the winter meetings, like, do you have room in your budget to sign a big bat and a big pitcher? He said, yeah. He said, yes. And so we got the
Yeah.
big bat. Now let's get Ranger Suarez or Framber Valdez.
yeah,
Um,
Valdez makes the most sense since we missed out on Cease. Were we even rumored in the conversation with Cease? Or
I
because
don't
it
know.
kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, with Toronto, and they gave him
Yeah.
7 years, a lot of
Yes,
years for
That's a
30
lot of years.
Uh,
Where-
I don't think Valdez will do 7. He'll probably be more in the 4 or 5.
I don't know.
range.
He's only 21 years old.
No, Valdez is 32.
Oh, he's 32. Oh, okay, never mind. He started at 21.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, there's 2 in the free agency. There's Valdez and Suarez, and then you get a drop, and you get the drop, and then you go to like Michael King maybe. But Valdez and Suarez are kind of the top 2 guys left.
Yeah.
They're the 2 aces left, and then you get into 2 and 3 starters.
Well,
Or you can do
and
the
if-
trade route.
yeah. And now we've got the trade chips and we've got the money. Maybe we can grab 2. Let's go all at this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like
We legit could.
sign someone and trade for someone.
Yeah.
That makes
Exactly.
sense to me. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Seems like something we could do.
Yeah,
Bullpen. We don't even talk about much. The bullpen seems a lot better now because we've got Henley at the back end. We signed
Yeah.
another bullpen arm, I believe.
we traded for Kittredge to get him
Kittredge.
back.
Yeah. And then if you sign one pitcher, one of these arms goes back into the bullpen. You sign 2 pitchers, 2 go into the bullpen
Yeah, I mean, we've always been intrigued by Tyler Wells as a closer.
as a back end guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be able to do a whole season. And so, yeah,
So clearly the next move is the rotation because we focused on the bullpen, then we focused on the lineup. Now it's time for the rotation.
yeah. Do you think we're still pursuing another hitter, or do you think we're offensively like we're good? We're good here.
I think we will sign.
The center field still
A-
feels a little bit open.
I
to
think
me.
we
but-
could sign a good outfielder, defender, not top of the market. I'd have to look at more of a mid market guy. I'd have to look at what outfielders are available.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of guys listed at center field, Cody Bellinger is the top guy. I don't think we're getting Cody
I
Bellinger.
don't think we're going Bellinger.
Then Harrison Bader's the next guy. I don't think we're getting Harrison Bader either, but maybe
No.
down the list.
We could get like
somewhere.
a McCormick, like a Chaz McCormick, or
Yeah. I mean,
I don't
Austin
know.
Hayes is out there, Josh. We get Austin Hayes.
would you trust Austin Hayes in center field?
No.
So then I doubt we'll get Austin Hayes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how many guys in this free agency list. I mean, they're just really thin at center field. So
Yeah. Well, we'll see. My guess is we sign another pitcher before Christmas, and we're on here doing this again.
Yeah.
Excited about the rotation.
yeah, I agree. I mean, we did sign Tavares to kind of, I don't think we picked him to be an everyday center fielder, but more as a depth piece.
I think a depth
Maybe
piece.
the tune piece.
How many? It seems like every year we've always waited until the end of January, February, and second week in February we'll finally make a move, and we'll finally sign the last free agent out there. And here we are jumping on it early, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it did feel like last year we were waiting for kind of all the big names to go, and maybe we tried a little bit, but not really. And then all of a sudden we got who was left over. And even with, I mean, Tyler O'Neill, right, was the big signing. And then even the pitching, we targeted veteran 4 and 5s, not top rotation arms at any point.
Right.
So yeah, it just this
All
whole
right.
off season feels different.
No,
Than last
it
year.
does. And I think we should probably just leave it at that because we're going to be back in a couple weeks as we wind up our pitcher. We actually have Christmas and things to celebrate this year.
Yeah, and I don't want anyone at Christmas to be like, we got Pete Alonso, but the Orioles didn't address starting pitching. It's coming. It's coming. I'm
It's
telling
coming.
you.
Definitely
We
coming.
will address. We cannot roll into the season. You want to spend all this money on Pete Alonso and just ignore the gaping hole that is the pitching. You have to.
Correct. Yep.
And I think Mike Elias knows that. I think the ownership group knows that. And you're right. I expect us to come down with one, and I think it's not out of the possibility that we sign one and trade for one.
I totally agree.
So yeah, I can't wait to do another podcast to talk about it. I agree.
All right. Well, you want to close this out there?
Yeah, let's end it here. A little early Christmas present for Birdland and Pete Alonso.
And
Polar Bear, great
and
nickname too. Polar Bear, love that.
Matt, we did a full episode of 336 with only talking Orioles baseball.
Oh my gosh, have we ever done that before?
It's been a while. It's exciting.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm going to come on the Michael Mara show one of these days and get all my non-baseball talk out of the way.
I want to know what your issues are with what you have, what you want to push Mike and Rob about.
Oh yeah. Couple things. Not push them. I just never have connected and related to them so much in my life as I have the past couple of weeks with two stories they had. So I want to talk to them about that. But all right, let's get out of here. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. Leave us a review. Follow us on your social media accounts. I don't really do Twitter anymore, but you can still follow me there at Section 336. You can follow Josh.
At Josh Soroka.
Did you do a TikTok, Josh, on the Pete Alonso
I
signing?
haven't yet. I will tomorrow.
Okay.
Today was a busy day.
All right. Thanks for listening, boys and girls. And as always, go O's. Great job, Elias.